So how did this parlay into eBoost?
So I did that for about 5 years, and I'll tell you how I kind of got the bug for it is during. So I was doing all these business deals, and essentially I was doing, I was looking at him as a brand. I'm like, well, he's a market maker, and
Yeah.
so when Tommy Hilfiger came to him for a licensing deal to create a line of clothing, I'm like, well, don't you think that the problem with the licensing deal is you have no equity? Sure, you're going to get paid while you're hot, but if you become unhot and the product doesn't sell, it goes away. If it becomes a massive hit, then you're going to continue to just get the same old little royalty and guarantee, but you didn't build any brand equity and you don't own anything. You're building Hilfiger's equity. I said, you have so much juice and influence. I think you're better off creating your own brand and finding a financial partner that's an expert in sourcing and distribution. All you become is the design guru and the marketing guru, and you're the tip of the spear and they're the engine that drives the whole thing. So then we went out and found a partner, and every deal was 50-50 partnership. They put up all the money and he puts up all of his human capital and marketing and resources. And that was really kind of the blueprint on how I was trying to structure deals.
Sweet.
And Sean John, and so we created Sean John, and it was the fastest growing clothing brand, not just hip hop clothing brand in fashion history. It went from like 0 to 100 million in like a year and a half. And it really truly
Jeez.
started with like t-shirts and hats,
Right.
right?
That's
And
unbelievable.
not sophisticated. But then it spawned all these other hip hop artists to create clothing after Sean John.
Right.
Rockaware, Shady, Outkast had a shitty line, G Unit. Like now all of a sudden people are like, oh, if Puffy can do it, I could do it.
Right.
And everyone backed him
And that
because they
was
saw
that was like exactly what your vision was from the beginning, right?
from
Like
the
just like
beginning.
there's this guy
I'm
and
like, you guys are market makers. And then all of a sudden, because he proofed out that you could be more than a music artist, that you had a platform, then everyone that was entrepreneurial wanted to follow his thing. But he was truly the creator and the originator.
that's awesome. So how to get to eBoost.
Oh, so yeah. So during that period of time, during that period of time, Nantucket Nectars wanted to license a song from us with Jadakiss because he referenced Nantucket Nectars, and it was having a huge impact in the inner city on sales. And I'm like, well, fuck, if Jadakiss can make that kind of impact, imagine what Puffy could do. So I didn't even
Right.
talk to Puffy. I cold called Tom Scott, who was one of the founders of Nantucket Nectars. And I said, Tom, this is Josh. I work with Puffy at Bad Boy. He takes my call. And I said, hey, I'm working with your team. I'm going to help you get that song licensed from Jadakiss because I guess it's having a big lift in the inner city. He goes, yeah. He goes, it's not my kind of music. I'm sorry. I don't really know who those artists are. But I could tell you that we're getting a great response from bodegas and inner cities from that
Yeah.
music. So whatever it's doing, it's working. And so my marketing department wants to run some radio around it. I said, well, you know who Puffy is, right? Sean Combs. He goes, yeah, I mean, of course I know who he is. I said, could you imagine the impact he would have if he got behind it instead of Jadakiss? He's like, well, I have to imagine that it would be big. I said, well, the issue that he has with Nantucket Nectars is you don't have any urban inspired flavors. You're completely missing out on that audience. You don't have grape, you don't have watermelon, you don't have. He's got a bunch of ideas for flavors, and while he loves your brand, he just thinks that there's a void and there could be a bigger opportunity. And he'd love to talk to you about partnering with you. He goes, I'll be there tomorrow. And he
Yeah.
literally got on his little Cessna plane and flew from Boston to New York. And then I tell Puffy, he's like, well, why is he coming? I said, because could you imagine if we created a whole line of juices that were urban inspired under Nantucket Nectars using their infrastructure, their resource? I said, think of what Air Jordan did with Nike. Let's do the
Yeah.
same thing with Nantucket Nectar. He goes,
Yeah.
I like that idea. I said, great. Now you got to sell them tomorrow. Come up with some ideas on flavors. And so we literally had like the most amazing meeting ever. Puffy, when he's on, there's no one better. And we're going to
Right.
create a joint venture, like a 50-50 joint venture, same kind of model. And we would have crushed the market. It would be a multi-billion-dollar business. This is way before 50 Cent in vitamin
Right.
water, way before anyone else was doing, except for Pepsi, right? They were using Michael Jackson and Sprite were using hip hop artists, but no one was creating a co-branded product and bringing it to market where it was be his brand.